You're live.
Yeah.
One word, that's the life. U.P.K, that's the life. General Sergeant officers, that's the life. One word, that's the life. U.P.K, that's the life. From the other side, showing what we live in life. One word, that's the life. U.P.K, that's the life. General Sergeant officers, that's the life. One word, that's the life. U.P.K, that's the life. From the other side, showing what we live in life. Life, money with a lose those life. I'm losing down night. You get sniped those club with the knife. You can all these real niggas up in sight. Niggas don't want no rope, but you don't want no smoke. All the names, the hoe I suppose. Gotta be feeling like bro. Get so down, we not the time. Take time, I think with the 20K time. One west in the time. 2K niggas on time. I don't do no design. Fuck them other guys, we don't fuck with the other side. Go to the damn club try. One west till I die. Until they bury me. That's your sister. Don't marry me. In the kingdom, live and happily. Sometimes trying to be mad at me. Just mad at me. Until then, I'm fancy. True, having I fall. My nigga just from the boss, my face, he want it all. Ain't no more looking, yo. Hell nah, niggas, I be killing my people for over the kids. Ain't no motherfucking just be here. No sweat, and my niggas won't flex. When you get up, your eyes and body, your motherfucking neck. Okay, one way. Tell me who's made to flex. I ain't built for the stress. The real niggas ain't gonna touch. Pull up and come and get that. I ain't for the life, get touched. I ain't wanna lose your breath, these niggas don't make me sweat. I'm fucking day and night, I'm busting with my motherfucking flesh. You know what I'm talking about? That's right. One breath, that's the life. U.P.K, that's the life. General Sergeant officers, that's the life. One breath, that's the life. U.P.K, that's the life. From the other side, showing what we live in life. One breath, that's the life. U.P.K, that's the life. General Sergeant officers, that's the life. One West, that's the life. U.P.K, that's the life. But the other side, showing what we live in life.
Shout out. Yeah. Young man Mark, that's one of his cold tracks right there. You know what I'm saying? And today's topic, we're going to talk about World Wars then and World Wars now. Right?
Right.
Because you got a lot of people that think, World War, this is stuff that has to happen. It's just like it's just like in the Godfather, right? Where it was where they was getting ready to go to war, against the other families, the other 5 families and everything. And the dude Clemenza let Michael know, he's like, well, this thing has to happen, every 10 years or so. It has to happen to get rid of all the bad blood. Well, same thing with world wars, to get rid of the bad blood and everything, you know what I'm saying? So the Most High can be magnified. This stuff has to happen, you know what I'm saying? There was world wars before the flood. You know what I'm saying? We don't think the children of Cain tried to get it in. You know what I'm saying? Of course they did. And you had world wars then because before there's a major destruction, it gets kicked off, the nations start to fight each other. Right. You know what I'm saying? They start to fight each other, and that's also the reason too why you think about it when they said talking about Pharaoh, I'm paraphrasing, when he said unless they join into our enemies and fight against us, right? Now you got to think about it because you had like the 10 major powers back then too. You had Egypt. Egypt wasn't the only powerful. This is a funny thing about it because like the Egyptologist dudes and stuff like that, they try and put it like Egypt was the only powerful empire. And, Egypt, was there. Everything is Egypt. Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, you had the other powerful families, powerful nations up on the earth too. Egypt was just number 1 at the time. You see what I'm saying? Then what eventually starts to happen, they start to go down and down and down. I mean, hell, look at Rome. You know what I'm saying? Well, America's no different. America's going, you know what I'm saying? Let's say a war without and within. You know what I'm saying? Because, like we talked about before, the Iranians is already here. They've been here. You know what I'm saying? And guess who else did the same type of practices? Babylon and Egypt. They opened the borders for the enemies to come in. You see what I'm saying? While persecuting us at the same time. They did the same stuff. You see what I'm saying? Now, Sodom and Gomorrah, on the other hand, it was a little bit different for them because they didn't treat strangers too well. You see how they treated Lot. They tried to have sex with him. You know what I'm saying? But let me go to the scripture. Let's go to Genesis 13 and 18. Sodom and Gomorrah was the worst of the worst. Just like America is today. You know, it was anybody remember the time when they was trying to have sex with the angels? Oh man, they tried to have sex with the angels. Now, I remember years ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, right? I heard it was something in California, right? Where the gays in California were at a church. And they were beating on the church, and the people was afraid inside because they came with, you know what I'm saying, fury. And you know what I'm saying, they had, old ladies and stuff in there and a bunch of kids and all of that, right? And they were beating on the doors, you know what I'm saying? They was like, we here for your kids. You know what I'm saying? They want to have sex with the little kids. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know, and this thing will get worse and worse. You see what I'm saying? So let's go to what's that? 13 and 18.
Come. Genesis 13 and 18.
Now there was a world war during the time of Abraham. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying before, this has to happen. It has to. It's just it's inevitable. Go ahead.
Then Abram removed his tent and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Lord.
Right. Okay. So now we have the nations here that's getting ready to get it in, right? Go ahead. In verse 14. Chapter 14.
And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar.
Now, it's also, I also read, one book where it said Amraphel was actually Nimrod. His name was changed. You know how a person start out, his name be something, and then it changed to something else. The name Amraphel is supposed to mean foolishness, because the whole thing that was happening with the Tower of Babel, how he was heading that, and everybody got dispersed, and you know what I'm saying, there was some dirt, on his name, and said he was reduced all the way down to just being the king of Shinar instead of the king of the whole earth at this time. You know what I'm saying? Remember, so everybody found a plain in the hills of Shinar when they were starting to build Babylon.
A plain?
Yeah, a plain in the hills of Shinar. Because think about it, if they try to build, a high structure like that, they have to be on some flat land because it has to be broad at the base. You know what I'm saying? And go like that. You know what I'm saying? The broader you make it, the higher up you're going to be able to go. You see what I'm saying? So, and he got everybody to gather there, because everybody wanted to follow him. Right. That's why he was called a mighty hunter before the Lord. And look at Esau today. You know what I'm saying? He has the same spirit upon him. That's why everybody wants to come to America.
So Nimrod is a heathen? Is it Esau or
no,
Hamite?
No, he was a Hamite.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
All of white people's wicked culture, majority of it come from the Hamites.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, they absorb people.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
Good.
They was around during the time of Nebuchadnezzar because they helped the Babylonians to sack Jerusalem.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? They saw it as an occasion for revenge against us. And what did they do? They messed with that empire. Now, next thing you know, you got Rome. Eventually, you got Greece and Rome. And what did they do? They had the same symbols on them high sticks, like the hand, you know what I'm saying, and the eagle and all of that. The same stuff, wearing the same type of clothes and all of that. The Pope's garment is a Babylonian garment. The yarmulke on the Jewish man's head, that's Babylonian. You see what I'm saying? The shawl thing that the Pope wears with all the symbols on it, all of that's Babylonian. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, all of that stuff is Babylonian right there. And then also too, even the practice of taking the priests and making them into eunuchs, that come from Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Because they took a vow of priesthood. The priesthood in ancient Babylon used to be without women. You know what I'm saying? All of that really is like effeminizing them. You know, that's why they in there molesting boys and all of that, which was another practice of Babylon. Okay, let's keep going.
And Eridot, king of Elisar.
Right. Now, see, these are world leaders right here. These are world leaders. His kingdom was Elisar. Right? Go ahead. I'll pronounce that for you then. Chedorlaomer.
King of Edom.
King of Elam. That's an East Indian king right there. You know what I'm saying? Now, ain't East Indians gonna get into World War III? Yeah, they're gonna get in it. Every nation, great or small, you know what I'm saying? They spent that hour with the beast, you know, and now look at India. India looks way different than what it looked, 100 years ago. You see what I'm saying? Because they got, cities that rival Vegas and New York and all of that. You see what I'm saying? Huge skyscrapers and all of that, just basking themselves in the wealth. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And title, King of Nations.
Yeah, Tidal, King of Nations, right? And what does this mean? He was one of the top, people. Tidal was one of the top, he was one of the most powerful kings. That's why, because he can, it says, when you say somebody's a king of nations, that means they can tell other nations what to do. You know what I'm saying? Just like, America is today. You know what I'm saying? They can tell other countries and stuff what to do. Well, Tidal, king of nations, was in this situation himself. Go ahead.
That these made war with Bera, king of Sodom.
The king of Sodom, right? Now, notice something. Sodom and Gomorrah was the most powerful kingdom on the earth during this time. That's why these kings came to conspire against Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Similar to how Iran and all of them is going to do today.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this guy, Tidal, king of nations, as the Lord is getting ready to send judgment down upon Sodom and Gomorrah, kings like him are actually coming up. You see what I'm saying? And mustering up enough power to where they can start to go against a powerful kingdom, like Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And with Bersha, king of Gomorrah.
Right, Bersha, king of Gomorrah. Now these were, Sodom and Gomorrah were the most powerful out of all the 5 cities. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you had Admah, you know what I'm saying, who was third, and you had Zeboam, and Zohar was the least significant, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Sanab, king of Amad, and Shamber, king of Zeboim, and the king of Belad,
which is Zohar.
Which
they were a little bit weaker than the other 4. You know what I'm saying? But they were all still strong. You know what I'm saying? This is the world then. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Go ahead.
All these were joined together in the Vale of Siddim.
Yeah, the Valley of Siddim. The Vale of Siddim, Slaki.
which is the salt sea.
Right. Now think about this for a second. Now, Sodom and Gomorrah, it still exists today. I mean, the land and everything actually still exists. You know what I'm saying? And you can see their structures and all of that, right? You can still see the remnants of their structures, but the land, nobody can live on it.
Why not?
Because it's full of salt and pitch. Nothing will grow there. You know what I'm saying? Nothing will grow there. The land is poisonous. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. But this is because after the Lord destroyed it, right? Or was it? Did it been like that before?
This right here, it was still thriving at this time.
What I'm saying, after the Lord destroyed it, you couldn't live on it.
No, couldn't live on it no more. Nobody could live on it.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
You destroyed that.
Right.
Damn.
Right. You know, nobody could live on it anymore. You know, as a matter of fact, the water, you know what I'm saying, like acidic water, you know what I'm saying, nothing can live. Not even animals, bugs, none of that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
There ain't no animals where Sodom and Gomorrah used to be at.
Do like photographers go there or anything? Or?
They go there, but you know, just to take pictures and stuff like that.
Like you can take a trip over there. Not saying I'm going. Nah,
people can take a trip over there, but you get stuck in that place, and you're a dead man. You know what I'm saying? There ain't even no trees, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you get stuck over there. You know what I'm saying?
God.
The land is just full of salt, rocks, dust. You know what I'm saying? And toxic waters, toxic land. You know what I'm saying? Hell, they got. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Dead Sea is somewhere around in that area, ain't it, Cap?
What area again?
Around Sodom, where Sodom and Gomorrah used to be at.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the Dead Sea, nothing can live inside the water either.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing can live. No fish, no nothing. Yeah.
Damn, Lord destroyed that.
Yeah. We're talking ain't microscopic bugs, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You stick your toes in that, you might not have no toes.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God.
Real talk. You know, they got bodies of water out there that majority of them like in that area where it's so toxic, you know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying? You don't even want to stick a toe or nothing in it. It's like acid. Go ahead.
12 years they served Chedorlaomer. And in the 13th year they rebelled. And in the 14th year came Chedorlaomer and the kings that were with him and smote the Raphaims.
Right. Those are one of the races of giants. Go ahead.
And I.S.U.P.K.
Right. You see how people getting it in, the world wars are starting. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Canayim and the Zuzim and Ham.
Right.
And the Emins and Shavet.
Right.
Kurdatar.
Yeah, notice these lands were eventually given to Esau. Because this is before you didn't have no Edomites at this time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is the land that they will in the future inhabit.
What land is this again?
This is you going into Mount Seir now.
Oh,
you had more. You had Mount Seir.
But they changed the name, right? Later on.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they changed the names, later on and
Now
everything.
Edom,
Right. Edom, Idumea, Caucasia. You know what I'm saying? Khazarian Empire, all of that. You know what I'm saying?
And the Horites and their Mount Seir.
Right. The Horites in the Mount Seir. You know what I'm saying?
Unto the El Paran.
Right.
Which is by the wilderness.
Right. The Lord's using this world war to get rid of all the people that he wants to do or make them real weak, to weaken these nations. Go ahead.
And when you say by the wilderness, wasn't we in that wilderness right there by Mount Seir? The Israelites, when Moses.
No, that was coming right outside of Egypt.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? It was close though because we passed through their land. We wasn't too far away from them.
Because the Lord said, don't go up there.
Right. And meddle not with them.
Come.
Right. Now the land of the Horites is who Esau.
Horites.
Yeah, the Horites, the children of Hori. The son of Canaan.
Come.
You know what I'm saying?
So
he's the son of Hori was the son of Hivi, brothers. Lucky. He was the son of Hivi.
What are those?
The Hivites. The Hivites.
Who are they?
They're a race of Canaan. Race of
Africans.
Yeah. And then you had, he had Hori, and Hori had Seir. You know what I'm saying? And Seir was the most powerful family of the Horites. But you had other Horites. Of course, there was, powerful nations and all of that too. Powerful. Okay. Go ahead.
And they returned and came to I.S.U.P.K.
Right. I.S.U.P.K.
I.S.U.P.K, which is Kadesh.
Right.
And smote all the countries of the Amalekites.
A lot of people think the Amalekites, they try and say, see, look, Amalek, they can't be Esau. You know what I'm saying? They're saying stuff like that because, see, look, it was Amalekites before it was Esau. Go ahead.
They're Jewish.
Right, but it said they smoke. Now notice, this is taken from an account that somebody's writing, the future.
That's what smoke. That's what smoke means?
Yeah, right.
What does it mean?
It means killed.
Okay. Oh, smoke
all the country of the Amalekites, who was dwelling in the Amalekites wasn't dwelling there because they didn't exist at this time. But it said their country, the country where they would go in the future. You know what I'm saying? Where they would be at in the future.
And that's where they at now?
Yeah, right. Now, but notice, hell, they all over the earth right now.
Oh, God.
They're controlling the banking and all that. You know what I'm saying? But they still are dominating over there too.
Damn. Where's it called now?
Now, you talking about like Mount Seir?
Oh, that's where they at?
Yeah, because they.
Oh, because this is Mount Seir.
Right. They, because he was a child of Esau. As a matter of fact, they were right on the, I think it's the east side of Ephraim. They share the same mountain range, but the Amalekites on one side and Ephraim on the other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they were right east of them. As a matter of fact, that land eventually became part of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And also the Amorites that dwell in the horizons.
Now the Amorites were alive during this time. Notice these records are taken, at the time of Moses. You see what I'm saying? They were being printed during the time of Moses. So you had Amalekites living in that land at the time. You see what I'm saying? At the time of Moses, but not at this time. You know what I'm saying? He's saying the amount of the Amalekites, so the people, during this time would know where he's talking about. Because hell, the land, it was called something else at the time. You know what I'm saying? One of the families of Canaan had, and it was theirs.
That dwelled in Hazazon Tamar.
Yeah, Hazazon Tamar.
And there went out the king of Sodom.
Went out the king of Sodom. Go ahead.
And the king of Gomorrah.
Right.
And the king of Admah.
Right. Because see, they all brothers. That's why they fighting together. You know what I'm saying? That's why they all fighting together. Because that's why they all went out. Them five and their descendants. You know what I'm saying? Ended up ruling over those lands. They all Canaanites. You know what I'm saying? And the land were named after, the descendants, these descendants right here. You know what I'm saying? After their descendants. Go ahead. Yeah, Sodom and Gomorrah, those were men. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I think Gomorrah's name was actually Gomar. You know what I'm saying? Just like one of the sons of Japheth. But then the glory of his land would be Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Go ahead.
And the king of Zeboim and the king of Bela.
Bela, right. Now, Bela is a name.
Bela.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
Now, you got a Benjamite brother. You know, one of the sons of Benjamin was named Bela.
God.
Go ahead.
The same is Zoar.
Right.
And they joined battle with them in the vale of Siddim.
Right. You see this? They all clicking up together.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
With Chedorlaomer,
Right.
the king of Elam.
Right. They went to join battle with him. Go ahead.
And with Tidal, king of nations.
Right. And they started to bite off more than they could chew. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And Amraphel, king of Shinar.
Right. See, even the Hamites, even a lot of the times the other Hamite families will fight against the Canaanites. You know what I'm saying? You know, because remember what it said, cursed be the Canaan, serving the servants of his brother shall he be. Remember the time you had, well, it was a story where the king of Egypt during the time of King Solomon went and smoked one of the cities of Canaan. You know what I'm saying? He was a Hamite just like they're a Hamite. But what did they do? They grew as nations. And when people grow as nations like that, the brotherhood a lot of times gets broken. You know what I'm saying? They start to multiply and become millions of people. You know what I'm saying? They become like two different races. You know what I'm saying? You know?
And Ara.
Amraphel?
No, it's not. I'm gonna pass that.
Oh. Okay.
Shinar. And Ara, king of Elah. Eleazar.
4 kings
with 5.
five.
Oh,
See this?
4 kings.
Now, what's going on here? All the nations mustering up to battle. This is the whole world right here.
God.
This is the whole world going to fight.
God.
You know what I'm saying? So this thing, of course, is not nothing new. It didn't start, you know, with World War I, World War II, you know what I'm saying? Or any of that. It didn't start with that.
God.
This stuff has been going on. You know what I'm saying?
God. And the vale of Siddim was full of slimets.
Slime pits? What is slime pit? What is a slime pit? What do they call it today? Actually, that word veil actually is really valley. It's spelled in Old English. But yeah, so think about it. You got a valley that is full of slime pits.
Jail?
Right? No, they got a name for it today.
Oh,
think about it.
Oil
you know a lot about construction, right?
Oil fields?
No.
Slime pits.
Now think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like they call like
dumpsters.
You know, a second. They call like, you know, like you laying bricks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Some people call it slime, right? Now think about it. If you was to step into a pit of that, you know what I'm saying, because it's also made of sand too, right? You don't know? Still don't know? I gave you a clue.
It's like I'm trying to see. Concrete. I don't know. Mortar. I don't know.
Almost. You're getting close.
Damn.
You're getting close.
Mortar.
You're getting real close. When people be in them like wooded areas and stuff like that, right?
The swamps.
You're getting close. You're getting close to it. You're getting real close.
God.
You know, and then they step in something and they start sinking.
Quicksand.
Right.
Damn.
That's what the slime pits were.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know, they was using the land also to fight and everything too.
God.
I mean, Sodom and Gomorrah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they could definitely hold their own in a fight. You know what I'm saying?
God.
No doubt. You had to be, you know what I'm saying? You had to use the land against them and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
So like they was walking in quicksand.
Yeah.
Damn.
They fell inside the quicksand.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them, you know, their army perished like that.
And so you know that was the Lord.
Right. Yeah. No doubt. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them perished like that. You know what I'm saying?
God.
You know, because they knew the people that they were fighting, they knew their land. You know what I'm saying? They knew where the quicksand was at. You know what I'm saying? Just like you go to the Amazon, and you fight some of them bush people. They know how to, you know what I'm saying, use certain little territories to kill you because they got all the poisonous animals that you don't know nothing about. They've been around it for hundreds of years. They know. You know what I'm saying? So they know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And if they was to get bit by it, how to take care of it and everything. But if your enemy warned against them, you don't know. Just like in Vietnam, they were using deadly insects and all of that, using the land also.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People was getting malaria, you know, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled.
Because they was getting their behinds kicked in battle, right? And the
God.
Most High set them up. You know what I'm saying? With them slime pits.
God.
You know what I'm saying? With quicksand.
God.
Go ahead.
And fell there. And they that remained fled to the mountains.
Those are the ones that escaped the quicksand and the sword and all of that, right?
God. And they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their
Victuals, right.
and went their way.
What did they do? They robbed the Sodomites, Sodom and Gomorrah, because they were known for immense wealth. They had immense wealth also. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
There's a lot here. Who are they fighting?
They're fighting, Sodom and Gomorrah is fighting all of these nations that we named off.
And they all are other Hamites.
Well, not all of them.
Oh, okay.
These were, you know what I'm saying? But not all of them was Hamites. A large portion of them was Hamites because, you know, a lot of the times some of the Hamites, some of the Sodom and Gomorrah and some of the Hamites be another Hamite nation that's real powerful and everything. Like I said, the brotherhood gets broke, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of nations had contempt for Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? Because of how they were. You know. I mean, they were evil, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just the sexual practices, but other things. They didn't treat people good when you came into their city. You know what I'm saying? I heard some horrible stories, you know what I'm saying, from a historical record. They would do something like say, because they know a lot of people came to Sodom and Gomorrah to get rich, just like they came to Egypt to get rich, right? And, you know, they would go there to get rich or whatever. This is one of the practices that I heard that they would do. They would take a person, right? And they knew he was going there to get rich. So what they would do is they would deck him out with all types of precious stones, give him all the riches he wants, right? And they would deck him out. He'd be, you know, I'm talking about diamonds and all type of emeralds and all of that stuff, right? But then they would send a message out to everybody inside that city and said, don't give them no food or water. So just think about it. You got the dude walking around with all this bling on, you know what I'm saying? And they said if anybody gave them food or water, their houses would be burnt and their families burnt alive. You know what I'm saying? So nobody was giving them anything, right? So they would just go until they dropped dead. You know what I'm saying? With all the riches and gold and silver and, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
And then they would go and take it off of them. And that was that.
Damn.
They were some nasty people. Sodom and Gomorrah, they were some hateful and the corrupting of justice. And, you know what I'm saying? Man, their laws were, you know what I'm saying? They were just like Esau is today. You know what I'm saying? For burden of justice and stuff like that. You were rich and you were, you know, of the families of Sodom and Gomorrah or whatever, you were looked at with favor in the courts just because of that. You know what I'm saying? And you go against somebody that don't, you know, in court, you know what I'm saying? They're going to always rule inside his favor, regardless of what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's where America got practices like that at. You go to court with a rich man here in America, who's going to win? Yeah, they're going to win. You know what I'm saying? They're going to always win. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God.
Okay, go ahead.
And they took Lot, Abram, brother's son.
Right. Lot was Abraham's nephew.
Abraham?
Right. Right.
So like his name was Abram and
Right.
and
Yeah,
then
it wasn't
it changed.
Abram. Yeah. Right.
Okay, because I always seen that. I never we got
Right.
it.
Notice now his name was called Abraham, right?
Con.
Okay. All of these people trying to define what the word ham means when the Bible defines itself.
Con.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Hamite? No, it don't mean Hamite.
No. The name Ham is a name that actually means something. All the names in the Bible mean something.
Con.
You know what I'm saying? The name Ham actually means many nations. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord called Abram's name Abraham. Abram meaning father.
Of many nations.
Right.
Dang, ain't that some shit?
See what I'm saying? So when people try and define, no, Ham means, you know what I'm saying,
Ham.
black, or it means, you know what I'm saying?
God.
They try to say we come from Ham. You know what I'm saying? And Ham, the Most High blessed Ham.
God.
And he had 12 nations came just out of Canaan alone.
God.
You know what I'm saying? And then you have, Mitzrayim, who produced the Egyptians and the Philistines, the children of Captor, which was another nation. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Then also put, you know what I'm saying? It was nations produced out of put.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
Waters.
Come.
Somebody asks, what's UPK? Zevious asks.
Okay, it stands for Universal Practical Knowledge. Actually, it's I.S.U.P.K, Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. That's what it means.
I'll be right back. I'm going to some water.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
God.
Now notice something too. Notice Abraham didn't get into that.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Not yet. Anyway, and look at when he did get into it. What was his reasonings?
You talking about the war?
Right. We ain't supposed to get in World War III. We ain't supposed to get in no world wars.
You
know what I'm saying? We wouldn't notice Abraham wasn't running around siding with, you know what I'm saying? Siding with whoever he thought was powerful, and you know what I'm saying? All of that. He wasn't doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? There was one thing that brought him into the war.
Oh yeah, he is going to run the war.
Right.
The Lord didn't much about him.
But he had a purpose inside the war. He wanted one thing. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to rescue Lot, who pitched his tent in Sodom and Gomorrah.
Who is Lot?
Lot was the nephew we was talking about.
Oh, so he's a Hebrew Israelite.
No, he's not a Hebrew Israelite. Actually, he's the father. He's a Hebrew, technically. He's a Hebrew.
Good.
But he's the father of the Chinese and Japanese, though.
Oh, but how's he a Hebrew?
Well, because everybody that, came from from that line, which he was actually, Abraham's brother's son.
Huh.
Abraham's brother, you know what I'm saying, was a Hebrew also. You know what I'm saying? So that would make the child that, but they're not Israelites.
Oh.
Because we were all looked at, you know what I'm saying? The world looked at us like that because we were small at that time.
Look at like what?
Like as Hebrews.
Huh.
They looked at Esau and Ishmael because they, we come from a specific line of people.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? So they looked at Ishmael and Esau, you know what I'm saying? And wonder because they know how powerful Abraham and Isaac were. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They lumped us all into a hole like that. You know what I'm saying?
But I guess it doesn't even matter because they still not from Israel.
Right.
They're still not the children of Israel. It don't matter if they are Hebrew.
Right.
Oh,
And just like, we were also called Syrians too.
Okay.
Because, right.
Okay.
Because of Abraham's father, Terah, which is his name is pronounced two different ways. Terah and Sarah. Like Syrian, you know what I'm saying? There's a scripture for that. When he said, say that I'm a Syrian ready to perish. I think it's in Deuteronomy, the 2nd chapter, I think it is. You know what I'm saying? Because we were, Terah, when we small, we looked at the same. But as we grow to nations, then we became the Hebrew nation. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else went to be something else. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
who dwell in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. And there came one that had escaped,
Now, one escaped. Go ahead.
and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre,
Right.
the Amorites, brother of I.S.U.P.K.
Now, think about it. Notice that, at this time, there was peace between, us and the Amorites. There was peace at this time. We dwelt, together and everything. We were at peace because they were afraid of Abraham. They knew the Lord was with Abraham. You know what I'm saying? Genesis is also the book of all the beefs that people got against us. You see what I'm saying? All the beefs they had against us. At this time, there was, Abraham and the Amorites was cool. Nobody had transgressed against each other. You know what I'm saying? And it was one time we was cool with the Philistines also. And what broke that covenant is during the time when they moved against Isaac by stopping up his wells after Abraham died. You know what I'm saying? What did they try to do? They tried to attack his son. They were scared of Abraham. And Isaac was still, still kind of on the young side. You know what I'm saying? So they tried to, come at him and tried to attack him because they envied the fact that he reaped 100-fold in their land. You see what I'm saying? That'd be like you having, 1,000, of cattle or something, and you multiply that 100-fold. So now they were pissed. And what did they try to do? They tried to enslave Isaac, because if they stop up all your wells, you got to go to them for water. And they can charge you. You see what I'm saying? Just like we got to pay for water today. You know what I'm saying? And they can make you pay them because you need water to live, right? They were trying to pull a move like that. And that's what started the beef between us and the Philistines. You know what I'm saying? And it ended up leading to, King David and them having to destroy them. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Philistines are African too? Or
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they Africans too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those, West Africans and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
And what is the Philippines?
The Philippines? Well, a lot of them is Moab.
The Philippines are like lighter, like today?
Right.
The Philippines?
Right.
They're like lighter or something?
Yeah, they're like, they look like Asians. A lot of them look like Asians.
God.
But you also have,
you said Moab.
Right.
God. Okay.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you do have some Israelites there. You know what I'm saying? Because, they needed Israelites all over the earth because they had crops. They didn't want to pick the stuff themselves. A lot of places have sugar cane and stuff like that, just like in the, you know what I'm saying, in the West Indies and all of that. They didn't want to, they were trying to get up and be world powers too. And when they were selling us, everybody wanted slaves. Just like everybody today wants cocaine. America is the biggest customer, of cocaine. But cocaine, it majority grows in South America, but it's distributed all over the world because everybody wants it. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to make peace with a nation and you had slaves, you would give them a few of them. And there would be the peace. You see what I'm saying? You give them some of them because we were moved around the world. You know what I'm saying? We were the most precious commodity on the face of the planet, and everybody wanted a piece of that action. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. You got crops and stuff, in the Philippines and all of that. You know what I'm saying? You majority got Ammon, Moab, and all of them over there. You know what I'm saying? But you do have remainder of Israelites and stuff over there too. I was friends with this one girl on Facebook and everything, and she was talking about how different, they're treated. She knew her history. I mean, she knew, you know what I'm saying? She knew a lot of knowledge and everything, And she was talking about, pretty much everything is the damn same there, the Asian, all the Chinese, the Asians and all of that got their foot on their neck, you know what I'm saying? And all of that. Just like, it happens, wherever, the Israelites are slaves. And she said a lot of them, look like the Chinese and everything. You know, the Chinese had them, you know, in the damn fields. You know what I'm saying? Just like what we was, you know, doing here during the same time of slavery. Go ahead.
And brother of Abner. And these were confederate with Abram.
So they were confederate with Abram. Right? Means they, what's that?
Oh, no. Go ahead. You're finna break it down.
Confederate means they went into a partnership.
With Abraham?
Right. Okay. To go to war.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, but this is only for Lot.
Right. But they had their own agenda also.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because even though Sodom and Gomorrah is Canaanites, and so are the, you know, the Amorites. But at this time, Sodom and Gomorrah were way worse sinners. And it's the time for their judgment to come. You know what I'm saying? So other families of Canaan, you know, is coming up against them also. You know what I'm saying? Because Canaan was probably the deepest on the whole earth. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's why a lot of those nations that was mentioned, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them was Canaanites and all of that. Like they just Amorites. The Amorites became real deep and they became real powerful. But eventually what happened, they turned against us also.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Go.
Go ahead.
And when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servants.
Now, notice these three brothers of the Amorites, you know, Mamre, Eshcol, and Aner, these are, you know, heads like kings of the Amorites.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? These were very powerful dudes. And like I said, Abraham had the respect and fear, you know, everybody feared and respected him. You know what I'm saying? They knew that the Lord was with him. Abraham just had a small band of people. You know what I'm saying? When all of these other nations had huge bands of people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he had, you know, small, you know, he only had like 300 and something people. But the Lord was with him. And he was super powerful. And this is what got him into the war. You know what I'm saying? And he had one mission.
To get his brother.
Right. You know what I'm saying? This is brotherhood right here. You know what I'm saying? He was ready to get in the war just to rescue his brother because he could have let Lot perish in there.
Good.
And that's what he came for. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Came for his nephew.
Good. Born in his own house.
Yeah, his servant was born in his own house. Go ahead.
318 and pursued them unto Dan.
Now think about it. Look at this. You know, he took his own men, and then the Amorite became Confederate. And so all of their resources, all the people that they had, and they joined us. They joined Abraham to go into the war. Because they had, like I said, they had their own agenda against, you know, against Sodom and Gomorrah.
Oh, so like it, they're still fighting Sodom and Gomorrah?
Right.
And they still going against all the nations and Abraham?
Right.
Damn.
Right. You know,
God.
Yeah, you know, this is world war right here.
God.
Go ahead.
And he divided himself against them. He and his servants by night and smote them.
You know what that means? It means he killed them. Right. Abraham wasn't no joke.
Gun.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, the dusty white dude that you see in the movies when he's supposed to be playing Abraham and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Gun.
Got on some type of robe and looked like he naked up under it or something. You know what I'm saying? You know, Abraham was a powerful black dude. You know what I'm saying? Dressed like how we be rocking. You know what I'm saying? You know, and all of his studs and diamonds. You know what I'm saying? You know, he dressed. You know, he dressed like that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And pursued them unto Hobah.
Okay.
Which is on the left hand of Damascus.
Go ahead.
And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot.
Right? He took all the goods and brought, you know what I'm saying, and took a lot also. Go ahead.
And his goods, and the woman also, and the people.
Right. Go ahead.
And the king of Sodom went out to meet him after his return from slaughter of Sodom.
Right.
Right.
No, actually, it's Slacky. Actually, he was fighting against Shalom. The other nations were fighting against Sodom and Gomorrah.
Slacky, what you say?
The other nations were fighting against Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Abraham fought against Shalom, you know what I'm saying, with a super powerful king, you know, also.
Solomon was powerful too, huh?
Yeah.
Cut with gun.
He was an East Indian king.
Gun.
Go ahead.
And of the king that were with him.
And they smoked the kings that was with him.
Gun.
Go ahead. There it is. This is why they fear black men. This is why they want us to be inside the world wars.
Gun.
You see what I'm saying?
Gun.
We take our spirit out of it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be trouble. You see what I'm saying?
It's like it look like, I mean, I ain't saying all of them boys now, but if they do that drive, I don't think it's gonna be too many blacks besides the one that's already in there.
It'll be some, it'll be some, you know, some coons. It's gonna be a whole heap of coons and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But just like it always is. But a lot of them is gonna get killed off. You know what I'm saying? You know, they're gonna put them on the front line. You know what I'm saying? The sisters that's in there, they're gonna be raped and killed. You know what I'm saying? You know. See, one little thing on there, I think it was YouTube or something on there. We had a military girl twerking and all of that.
Yeah, ain't that
you know what I'm saying? Right. So imagine what they doing. What is their role over there? You know what I'm saying? They over there to be fun girls.
To be a whore.
Yeah. They over there for that. You know what I'm saying? Specifically, you know, to white dudes. You know what I'm saying? Just like the sister that they found with the lie inside her vagina. What the hell was she doing inside their tent?
A what?
The lie, this stuff that's supposed to get rid of it's something that burns. You know what I'm saying? Just like remember Shawshank Redemption. It's this powder that they was putting on them when they first went to Shawshank, and they hit them with the hose, and the stuff burns. You know what I'm saying? Because it's supposed to get rid of anything like you got lice or crabs or anything like that. Because a lot of them criminals, you know what I'm saying, was on the run and stuff like that. And that, you know, that powder and then they hit them with that water hose, it was to kill everything that's on. So when they sprinkled it in her vagina, it was to kill the evidence, you know what I'm saying, of the train that they ran on. You know what I'm saying? You know, and what was she doing inside their tent anyway? You know what I'm saying? She going into the tent, you know, trying to be, you know what I'm saying, a fun girl and everything, and they took it too far. You know what I'm saying? And then I think they beat her and everything too. Yeah, they found bruises all over. They beat her. They took
sister?
Yeah. She just wanted them to all gang bang her, but they took the stuff too far. You know what I'm saying? And then what they did was they put a bullet right in her temple.
They killed her?
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? And they tried to get rid of all the evidence and everything. And the military swept it up under the rug.
Damn.
Sisters are getting that military in a dangerous situation. Because they can kill you, you know what I'm saying? Not only is it a white man doing it, but it's a white man that's in the military.
He's the hero.
Right. He's the one that, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to bring up on no charges. Yeah, he's the hero, the one that's fighting for our country. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a cop doing it.
Right.
Go ahead.
Well, they say we don't want to shame his name.
Right,
you know
right. Or the military.
Gun.
You know what I'm saying? Because they want to cover up the fact that stuff like that is going on in there.
Gun.
You know what I'm saying? Because they want to get more black people to be drafted, you know, to go willingly into the military. You know what I'm saying? And they said they're telling you can go to college. They gonna give you some of these
Grants.
crappy courses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, some of the crappiest courses it is out there. You can't even do anything with. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And then a lot of them's only option outside of that once they get out of the military is to be a cop. You know what I'm saying?
Good. Good.
Go ahead.
And of the kings that were with him at the valley of Shavel, which is the king's Dale.
Now check this out. Go ahead.
And Melchizedek,
Yeah.
king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine.
Right.
And he was the priest of the Most High God.
And think about it. He was over Abraham.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
So think about it. You know what I'm saying? How great this dude had to be. In order for him to be great, you know, greater than Abraham, and for Abraham to have to pay tithes to him.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abram of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth.
Right. You already knew who Abraham was. Go ahead.
So like it.
Go ahead.
You're making me think it was an angel or something.
All right, there you go.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
God. Damn. God.
That's the only way he was, you know, greater than Abraham was the greatest man on the planet.
God, because I just
You know what I'm
noticed that. Oh, it's like,
And Abraham, the greatest man on the planet, is paying tithes to another man.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
There's only one thing he could have been.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
God. And blessed be the Most High God, which has delivered thy enemy.
Now think about this. Abraham tied all that he had in the midst of war. You know what I'm saying? The very thing that he got. You know what I'm saying?
300 men, no?
Right.
300
something men, right. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the Amorites, once they got what they want, they went on back to their way. But no, you know, joining together and all of that, becoming one people and none of that. You know what I'm saying? Which that's what all the other nations wanted. You know what I'm saying? Because who would they have to fight? Abraham and his servants.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Abraham's servants was blessed just because they was with him.
God.
You know what I'm saying? You know, he had the best fighting men on the planet also.
God.
And also another thing too, it says the men that were born in his house who he trained for war.
God.
You know what I'm saying? He trained them to fight. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got all of this cattle and stuff like that, you need somebody to protect it, right? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know you gotta be able to fight. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Go ahead.
And he gave him tithes of all.
Go ahead.
And the king of Salem said unto Abram, Give me the portion and take the goods to thyself.
Now think about this for a second. Now, in the midst of Sodom and Gomorrah getting their behinds kicked, right? And being robbed, it would seem like they'd be, you know, more worried about getting some of that stuff back. You know what I'm saying? But look what the king of Sodom said. The king of Sodom said.
And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, Give me the person.
What did he want? He wanted the booty. You know
That's what he said? Damn.
Yeah, he wanted the person. He said, Give me the persons and take the goods to thyself. Booty was more important than anything.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn. A man or what?
Yeah.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
He didn't even give a damn about the riches. He's like,
Oh,
take
it's
the
about
riches to
the
yourself.
angel.
No. This wasn't the angel. This is the people that, you know, that Abraham
Took
had
in the war.
rescued. Right. The ones that joined themselves to Abraham.
God.
You know what I'm saying? The king's like, you know, give me the persons. You know what I'm saying? Give me the people. And just take the goods. You take all the riches out. We want the people.
God.
You know what I'm saying? It was specifically the men.
God. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they can sodomize them.
God.
Go ahead.
And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I lift up my hand unto the Lord, the Most High God, the possessor of heaven and earth,
Right.
that I will not take from a thread even to a shoe locket,
Right.
and that I will not take anything that is thine, lest thou shouldest say, I have made Abram rich.
And that, you know, they were crafty like that too.
God,
You know.
I give you something.
Right.
I
See, look,
gave you that.
I'm the one that made him. So now you owe him.
God.
You see what I'm saying? Now you owe him. Now he's gonna try and extort you. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make you fight in their wars. Go ahead.
Sounds like America.
Right. Right. Exactly.
God.
They gave you a food stamp card. Now they figure you owe us.
God.
You know what I'm saying? It's what they call like a strong arm investment. You know what I'm saying?
God. Okay. Said only that which the young men have eaten.
It's like, I'll pay for, whatever they done ate. But, it's like, we ain't making no league together.
God.
And you ain't giving me nothing. You know what I'm saying?
God. And the portion of the men which went with me, Adner, Ashkel, and
Remember those 3 Amorite kings.
God. Mamre,
Right.
let them take their portion.
Yeah, he said, let them, take their portions, of the spoils. Let them go ahead and have, they cut. He's like, I don't want nothing from you. You know what I'm saying? Because the Amorites or Canaanites are just like Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? Well, Abraham was, a holy man, being separate. You know what I'm saying? And he wanted no league with Sodom and Gomorrah.
And he only did it for Lot or his brother.
Right, right.
After these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, Fear not, Abram, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward.
Right. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much strengthened Abraham and encouraged him, whatever battle, he's with, the Most High going to be with him, And he said, I am thy seed, thy great reward. You know what I'm saying? Just like, what does that sound like? That sounds like the priesthood. You know what I'm saying? He spoke this blessing over Abraham while Levi was still, in Abraham's loins. All right. Now let's go to we're gonna go to Habakkuk.
Okay.
Right. Let's find it right quick. All right. Now, let's go. Let's start at chapter 1 and verse 6.
Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 6. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans.
Yeah, the Chaldeans. Now think about it. Who are today's Chaldeans? Right. Now notice Abraham was called a Chaldean at one point because being called a Chaldean was just like being called an American. You know what I'm saying? They try to put everybody up under the same during the time of Nimrod and Abraham's father, Sarah, and all of them. Everybody was up under one name. Remember it said, "Let us make a name to ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad on the face of the earth." But that name that unified everybody, this area was the Chaldeans, regardless of what nation you were actually were, because Nimrod also had people of other families. You know what I'm saying? Just like Nebuchadnezzar did too, and they attained high positions inside his kingdom, even though they were different, nations and everything, But everybody went up under the umbrella, because you had Hamite Chaldeans, and then you had Abraham, the Hebrew, he was called a Chaldean, everybody that was up under that umbrella was called a Chaldean. Just like you have Chinese American. You know what I'm saying? They're called African American.
Yeah.
All of these, Arab American.
Yeah.
Everybody is under the umbrella of America, right? What?
They don't even call the Africans African American, do they?
No.
Ain't that just...
Well, actually,
But...
now if they was to come out with African American, what's the word? I lost the word. Retribution.
What's that?
Getting paid for, the suffering of African Americans. They would call themselves African Americans then, and guess who else would benefit? The white South Africans.
Mm-hmm.
They'd give it all to them.
Gone.
It's the same thing that they did to us way back, in the day during the time of when they was after slavery. They were saying, well, we need to give them some reparations. We need to give them, this and that, minority benefits. So what they did was they took the white woman and made her a minority and gave the benefits to her. You know what I'm saying? But then when you say, we're suffering and we're poor, they're like, well, we gave y'all, reparations. We gave y'all reparations. Well, then in reality, they took them and gave them to everybody but us. You know what I'm saying? And they give Negro leaders a little bit of a piece of little crumbs of it. You know what I'm saying? And that'd be that. But then they label it to us as if we got it to stir up, you know what I'm saying, less fortunate whites against us and make them hate us even more. You know what I'm saying? They know that, the poor whites is just as simple, you know what I'm saying? They simple as I don't know what. Also, a lot of them just as dumb as a lot of Christian blacks. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. That bitter and hasty nation.
Now notice this is talking about one nation. You see what I'm saying? One nation of people out of the, from the Chaldeans, right?
God.
Go ahead.
Which shall march through the breadth
of
the
breadth.
The breadth.
Right.
Of the land.
Marching through the breadth of the land, right? What did the white man do?
Breadth to all
you see what I'm saying? They're that bitter and hasty nation that this is talking about. And it said they will walk through the breadth of the land. You know what I'm saying? They'll be in all the roads, you know what I'm saying? Marching down, campaigning, you know what I'm saying? Going to slaughter and kill and rape everything moving. You know what I'm saying? They over there to, get the people on drugs, you know what I'm saying? And all of that. After they pulled out of Kuwait, next thing you know, you had dudes there selling weed in Kuwait. Well, they never, you know what I'm saying, did it like that. There would be a little quiet thing. They was smoking it. You know what I'm saying? But now it's just all out in the open. You know what I'm saying? They over there, when it was in Kuwait, knocking dime bags and all that. You know what I'm saying? Just like here in America. That's the reason why, people don't want America in their lands. You know what I'm saying? They don't want America, because they know America, the worst than the sword that America brings is going to be democracy. You know what I'm saying? Democracy is worse than them going and just start killing. You know what I'm saying? Because democracy is going to take whatever morals you got and tear it all down. You know what I'm saying? Now you're wide open and you left naked before all the nations. You know what I'm saying? And before them.
So like, what do you mean by democracy?
Democracy is pretty much saying that, you know, there is no solid right or wrong. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Democracy
says a man and a man can be together, or a woman and a woman can be together, because there is no absolute right or wrong.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, they don't want America over there, you know, like destroying all their people with all their ways.
Right, right. Feminist
Movement.
movement, you know what I'm saying? All of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? All of that stuff is democracy, you know what I'm saying? All of that, you know. You know what I'm saying? Hell, you know, they spread all kind of filth, you know what I'm saying? Because they try to weaken, that's how they want to weaken the nations. You see what I'm saying? Because, I mean, you got nations out there that's just as good a fighter, you know, as the white man. So what does he do? He wants to destroy them morally. You know what I'm saying? He wants to morally tear them down. You know, whatever little morals that they got, that they try and hang on to, he wants to get rid of that. You know what I'm saying? Now, the wives who were quiet before is now putting her finger in her husband's face. You see what I'm saying? The kids is putting, you know what I'm saying, cussing out their daddies. You know what I'm saying? And what they doing, they're fighting against that. They don't want Americans over there. They done killed many American reporters and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, you American reporter, you got a dangerous job. You know what I'm saying? But they driven over there and they willing to face the danger because they want their story so bad. You know what I'm saying?
China or what?
And all of them Arab countries.
Oh, okay, over there.
Right, because see, China, places like China and all of that, they're a little bit more, you know, Americanish. You know what I'm saying?
What about Russia?
You know, Russia too.
Killing them too, huh?
No, not so much so. You know, the Arab countries a lot of times fight against that the hardest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look what they're doing over there, though.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, even though Russia is Muslims and stuff like that too, Russia and Bosnia, Croatia, and all of that. You know, but their reason behind being Muslim is the fact that they got their behinds whooped by the Islamic factions, and when you lose real bad, you know what I'm saying, in war, a lot of the time they take on the God, they be like, man, this God must be powerful. You know what I'm saying? So now they became Muslims. But they're Christians also, you know what I'm saying? They, you know, like I said, they play, you know, they want to be in all religions so that they can dominate those religions. You know what I'm saying? And then because what happened was, what was the Arabs started doing? The Arabs started getting with white women and everything, and their children don't even look like what they looked like before. You know what I'm saying? At one time, the Ishmaelites looked like us. You know what I'm saying? But what did they do? They started taking them to, you know, white women captive and stuff like that, and they started making them wives. Now their children are starting to look more like Esau. You know what I'm saying? Even though the seed is Ishmael, you know what I'm saying? And Midian and all of them. You know, because Ishmael is not the only, you know, Arabian. That whole stock of people, you know what I'm saying? The sons of Keturah and Ishmael. Ishmael is just the top family of all of them. And then it was Midian after that, you know what I'm saying? Midian was like running a close second. And then the other ones were a little less significant, you know what I'm saying? Those are the most powerful of all of them. And that's why Abraham took Isaac and sent him one way. You know what I'm saying? And took Ishmael and all his brethren and moved them away from Isaac. They all followed Ishmael.
Got some breaking news I want to pull up real quick.
Oh, come.
See, let me share it so I can pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up on the big screen. Breaking news. It's happened now.
Oh man, it was good news, Scott.
Launched what is a conventional strike, firing, it says, more than a dozen ballistic missiles from inside Iranian at bases that house American personnel here in Iraq. The U.S. military says that 2 bases were targeted. The Al-Assad base, which is in Western Iraq, about 200 miles from the Iranian border, and here in Erbil, where I am right now. We heard what seemed like 2 explosions, and there are helicopters in the sky right now patrolling the area. Iran is not just claiming responsibility for this, it says that the operation was codenamed Martyr Soleimani. So it says this is a direct response to the U.S. targeted killing of the top Iranian general, Qasem Soleimani. The Iranian news agencies have also put out video. They want the world to know. The video shows what seem to be at least 3 missiles fired from Iran. You can see them in the air. You can hear the distinct sound of a rocket engine. We do not know, however, if there are casualties at this stage. There are reports in the Iraqi media that there are some Iraqi casualties. U.S. military officials say they are still assessing damage. U.S. military officials that we've been in contact with say at the Al-Assad base, they were under attack, that troops took to their shelters, went down into bunkers, and that these missiles came in waves. First wave followed by a second wave. Iranian news agency says that if the United States responds, there will be more attacks, what they describe as devastating attacks. Now, what we don't know is, will the United States respond? The United States has threatened to respond, so it is very likely that some sort of response is either being formulated or potentially in process.
Richard, over the years, one of the points of dispute between Iran and the U.S. is its development of ballistic missiles. Do we know if these are large ballistic missiles or rockets?
Iran says they are ballistic missiles, and to travel from the Iranian border, we don't know exactly how deep in Iranian territory they were fired from, but to go just from the edge of the Iranian border to the Assad base, you would need some sort of powerful missile. It wouldn't have to be a long-range missile, but a lot more than just these point-and-shoot rockets that tend to be fired at U.S. bases here in Iraq. So a very significant escalation. This is a conventional cross-border attack by an organized military against an organized military base, U.S. Bases here in Iraq. Technically, these are Iraqi bases that house U.S. personnel, but they are, without a doubt, they were targeted by Iran, and Iran wants the world to know. And every few minutes or so, Iranian different news agencies are putting out different Twitters saying that this is in response to the death of Qasem Soleimani. They're putting out hashtags, Martyr Soleimani. They want the Iranian people to know that they have taken some action.
Richard Engel on the ground inside Iraq. Thanks. Let's go to NBC's Courtney Kubi at the Pentagon. Courtney, what are they saying there?
Well, they're saying the Pentagon was, of course, was the first one to acknowledge that, in fact, that what they are saying, Iran launched more than a dozen ballistic missiles from inside Iran at 2 locations inside of Iraq. These are Iraqi bases that house U.S. and coalition troops and Al-Assad in western Iraq. And then, of course, the launch up towards Erbil, what's unclear is, in fact, whether they were targeting or actually struck the base. There is a base that houses a number of U.S. military in Erbil. You'll remember only a few weeks ago, they launched out of there for a part of the raid that killed Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. Only weeks ago, they launched out of Erbil. So there is a U.S. military presence there, but what's unclear is exactly what was hit up there. The U.S. military continues to do their battle damage assessment, trying to determine what was hit at both locations and whether there were any casualties. So far, we are not hearing about that, but that doesn't mean that that's not the case, Lester.
I think it's time to celebrate, Cap.
Hey! Yeah, they gonna, you know, like I was saying, they gonna answer. You know what I'm saying? Iran gonna answer.
Gun.
You know, and they're not gonna be able to be bought off. The scriptures say that. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody had a question on here too. I don't know if you got it. A Leviathan question.
Slakia?
Did you heard somebody ask? You heard?
Nah.
Sorry, question on YouTube.
Who or what is the Leviathan?
Leviathan. Okay. Matter of fact, let's go to the scripture. I like to answer with the scripture.
Gun.
Yeah, Bible's open
Yeah,
tonight.
for real?
Yeah.
Rocking lots of rockets.
Oh, the mud.
That shit almost too good to be real.
You know what I'm saying?
Over the years, you be seeing shit like that. Now shit really going down.
Like it.
Right.
Real time shit.
That's your 4th of July right there.
Yeah.
Woo.
Shit going down in real time.
Oh, God. So like what you say? What
Okay,
scripture?
let me
Okay,
find it right quick, boy. Now, here's the thing,
Really?
like,
I go to work tomorrow.
when you read the Bible, you gotta envision what it is that you know, what's being read. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't look at it as just words. You gotta put a picture. That's why the Lord made us to think with picture. You know what I'm saying? You know, imagination, vision. You know what I'm saying? That's why He gave us those characteristics. You know? All right. I'm gonna find this right quick.
Good. Bad footage right there.
Damn, it said Iraq. Now it turned up to 2. They done last rockets had 2 U.S. bases in Iraq.
Good.
That was just 1. Now it's 2 of them.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't ran across in a minute.
They're aiming at U.S. though.
Yeah, United States Air Bases.
Good.
United States bases.
They got bases over there.
Okay, it's Job 41.
Job.
Right.
Okay.
Now, and picture it, and then tell me what it is.
Job 41.
41 and 1.
Come. Cans. Cans. Thou draw out Leviathan with hook.
With the hook, right? Because you can control most beasts. You see what I'm saying? This animal is something so big and so powerful, nobody can control this. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
To me, it sounds like a bull.
No.
Okay. I'm just guessing.
It's not a bull.
Go
ahead. Yeah, and people can control a bull.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know?
Or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down.
Right. Can you control his tongue? No, you can't. Go ahead, keep going. We're going to find out why.
Thou put an hook into his nose.
The Most High can do this. The Most High can control the Leviathan. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Or bone his jaw.
Or bore his
or
jaw.
Bore his jaw through with a thorn.
Right? Because that's how you can control a lot of powerful beasts, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
Put his jaw through with a thorn. Okay.
But the Lord is using him as an example. He's pretty much saying, I'm the only one that can control this. You know what I'm saying? This beast right here.
I was thinking, man, I come with it.
And you're gonna see why. Here in a second. Go ahead.
Will he make many supplications unto thee?
Right.
What do you mean by that? Supplication?
Will he make, pretty much humble himself before you? You know what I'm saying? He won't. He's certainly a king of beasts. The Most High made the Leviathan and the behemoths. He made them so powerful that they couldn't even dwell together. You know what I'm saying? These are the most powerful beasts the Lord has ever made. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So it's not an animal.
Read it. Keep reading.
Oh, okay, hold on. Okay. Will he speak soft words unto thee?
Right.
Will he speak soft words
Unto thee, right? Because
it's a question.
Yeah.
Will he
Will
speak on soft words unto thee?
Right. He will not. And the Most High can play with him like a bird.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? But a man cannot. An army of men can't. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Will he make a covenant with thee? Will thou take him for a servant forever?
Right. You can't. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how many men you come with. Go ahead.
Will thou play with him as with a bird? Or will thou bind him for thy maiden?
Now read that, skip down to 7.
Canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons?
He's asking him a question. Can you fill his skin with barbed irons? Because you can pierce most animals on the earth. Every animal you can pierce it. You know what I'm saying? But this thing right here is so powerful, you can't pierce him. Go ahead.
Or his head with fish spears?
Right, because his skin is super tough. Go ahead, keep going.
Lay thy hand upon him. Remember the battle. Do no more.
Go ahead.
Behold, the hope of him is in vain.
Go ahead.
Shall not.
It's in vain because the Leviathan would eventually be destroyed. You see what I'm saying? That's why there's none of them living today. You know what I'm saying? The hope of him is in vain. Even though as powerful as he is, there's going to be a time where he's not going to be anymore. Go ahead, keep going.
Shall not one be cast down, even at the sight of him?
He's so fierce that even at looking at him will make a man drop or faint. You know what I'm saying? Damn. He's such a terrible beast. A man look at him, you know what I'm saying? He raised up, you know what I'm saying? A man from the fall as a dead man. Go ahead.
You got me. Oh, man. What is it? None is so fierce that dare stare him up.
None is so fierce that dare even stir him up. If he's sleeping, you leave him the hell alone. You know what I'm saying? You better go the other way. Go ahead.
Who then is able to stand before me?
And the Lord said, if you can't stand before the Leviathan, now think about it, the Lord wipes out armies. You know what I'm saying? The Leviathan can wipe out an army. That's why he said, if you can't stand before him, then how you going to stand before me? You know what I'm saying? God. He's way more powerful than the Leviathan. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Who has prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. Yeah. I will not conceal.
Okay, skip down to 14.
Who can open the doors of his face?
You can open the doors of an alligator's face, a pit bull, any of that. You know what I'm saying? An elephant, all of that. But you can't do it with this. You know what I'm saying? Some of the most powerful animals, you can open their mouths up. Go ahead.
His teeth are terrible round about.
Razor sharp. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
His scales.
Wait a minute. He has what?
Scales.
He has scales. So where he live at?
But the reptiles are in the water.
Right. This is not a reptile though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This is anything with fins and scales, you know what I'm saying, is in the water. His dwelling place is in the water. You know what I'm saying? Alligators don't have fins. They have leathery skin. You know what I'm saying? It's like tough leather.
Dragon, Salakia.
Keep reading.
Go.
Yeah, just envision.
Good.
Keep reading.
Go.
You said, go ahead.
15, right?
Right.
Okay. His scales are his pride.
His scales are his pride. You know why? Why is he so proud? Why is his scales his pride?
Because you can't get through it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So he can walk with great boldness and pride because he know your spirits and all of that ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Okay. Shut up, together as with a closed seal.
Right. Go ahead.
One is so near to another that no air can come between them.
Right. Means he can swim and his flesh don't even get wet because his scales are so close together and they so big and they so, thick and hard. Right? Go ahead.
They are joined one to another. They stick together that they cannot be sundered.
Means broken apart.
Go
ahead.
By his nesting, a light does shine.
Okay.
And his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning.
What's like the, what does the morning produce?
The sun.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Verse 19.
Come. Out of his mouth come burning lamps.
Wait a minute. It said out of his mouth come what?
Burning lamps.
And we'll go ahead.
And spark of fire leap out.
Now envision it. Go ahead, keep going.
Out of his nostrils goes smoke.
Go ahead.
As out of the seething pot
or
cauldron.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
His breath kindle it coals.
Go ahead.
And a flame goes out of his mouth.
Now, take everything that you know what I'm saying, and just put it all together.
It's a dragon.
Keep going.
I thought you told me to go. Okay. And his neck remains strength.
Right. He has a powerful neck. Go ahead.
And sorrow is turned into joy before him.
Go ahead.
The flakes of his flesh are joined together.
What is that? That's his scales again. Go ahead.
They are firm in themselves. They cannot be moved.
Go ahead.
His heart is as firm as a stone.
Now think about it, because if he's, fire leaping out of his mouth, means his organs and stuff have to be, real solid in order for that to happen, or it goddamn burn itself up. You know what I'm saying? It cook his own heart. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, as hard as a piece of nearly millstone.
Hard as a rock. Go ahead.
When he risen up himself, the mighty are afraid.
He got an army coming. He raised up. The whole damn army is like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? They're like, whoa. Go ahead.
By the reason of breaking, they purify themselves.
Now think about it. What does it mean? How do they purify themselves, right? He on land, they jump in the water. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
The sword of him that lays at him cannot hold.
It can't go through. Go ahead.
The spear, the dart, nor the haragon.
Go ahead.
He esteemeth iron as straw.
Now, he esteems iron as straw. You come in with iron, it's going to be like, me taking a straw of hay and poking you with it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And brass as rotten wood.
Right. Brass is rotten wood. He cares nothing for none of that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
The arrows cannot make him flee.
Right.
Slingstones are turned with him into stumble.
A rock can hit him real hard. A rock, you know what I'm saying? And just, regardless of how hard you shoot that rock. You know what I'm saying? You can shoot the rock out of the damn cannon and it's just going to break into pieces because its skin and everything is so hard and tough. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Darts are counted as stubble.
Darts is counted as nothing. They'd be like, hitting a nigga with a blade of grass. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
He laughs at the shaking of a spear.
He laughs at that. He coming to me with a spear? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Sharp stones are under him.
Sharp stones. His feet and stuff is so tough that he can stand on top of razor sharp stones. You know what I'm saying? That's where he chilled at. You know what I'm saying?
He spread sharp pointed things upon the mirror.
Because what does he do? He's making him a bed. You know what I'm saying? in the mire, you know, the muddy ground, because he lives by the water.
God.
You know what I'm saying? You know, he has to come up for air. You know what I'm saying? Even though he spends a lot of his time in the water, he still has to come up for air. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's not really like sleeping up underwater like that. So he's making him a bed of sharp, razor sharp stones, and that's what he chills and sleeps on.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Such stones are under him. No. He make it the deep to boil like a pot.
What is the deep?
The sea.
Right. He can make it boil like a pot.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
He makes the sea like a pot of ointment.
Because what did the people do? A lot of times to make some ointments, they boil the stuff.
God.
The bubbles is coming up, the oil is hot. God. He can do that under the water.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
Go ahead.
He makes a path to shine after him.
How does he do it?
By clearing it.
No, he makes it shine before him. Fire.
I was thinking that, but
you know what I'm saying?
Go.
That's how he makes it shine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
One would think the deep to be hoary.
What is hoary? One thinks it's the deep to be hoary, because he can form suds. You know what I'm saying? White suds is like a hoary haired man, the white haired man.
God.
You know what I'm saying? It said one would think the deep to be hoary.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Upon earth there is not his light.
Means there's nothing is more powerful. No type of animal is more powerful than him. You know what I'm saying? The only animal that rivals him is actually the behemoth. But they so powerful they will fight. You know what I'm saying? They're the most two powerful animals on the face of the planet. So one, the Lord waved the behemoth to be on land, and the Leviathan to be in the sea. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. So they will destroy each other.
Good. So okay. Upon the earth there is not his light.
There's nothing like him. You know what I'm saying?
Who is made without fear.
Because he fears absolutely nothing at all.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely nothing.
He beholdeth all high things.
Right.
He is a king over all the children of pride.
Because the armies know not to mess with him. You know, like I said, they see Leviathan, they went, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. Let's reroute. Whole army is like, wait a minute, we got to go the other way. You know, make sure, you know what I'm saying, because we don't want him to wake up. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Now, you take all the evidence, and that the person to ask a question to take, you know, all of that evidence to make it out for yourself. Now, let's get
Six Luggin.
Go ahead.
He says, so what is he? Is it a metaphor?
Okay, obviously she wasn't reading along.
Is it a metaphor or a real thing?
This was a literal animal. You know what I'm saying?
One of the animals is when another thing with behemoth and Leviathan, them was names that we call multiple animals. We call multiple animals behemoths. So like a behemoth one of the behemoths would be elephants. We would call elephants behemoths. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Giraffes, they're behemoths. Them is big ass animals. When you see them, you can't even be next to them. They kill you, step on you. The Leviathan, big sea monster. What's one of the big sea monsters that fit this? Be underwater, you can't kill it with no sword or no spear. Hippopotamus. Hippopotamus, big as hell. The head is like this big, teeth is like that long. It kill you. Hippopotamuses kill more people than crocodiles. Yeah. You got crocodiles that's big as hell too. You know what I mean? You got snakes that's big as hell. You know what I mean? Eat you. You know what I mean? They found they got the Komodo dragons. Them is like leviathans. Them is big lizards. That's like 7 foot long. You know what I mean? So there's lots of behemoths and lots of leviathans. There's lots of different types.
Yeah, it's variations. Yeah. You know, all the later ones were weaker. You know what I'm saying? Not as the originals, but they're still powerful and still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they got crocodiles that they found a crocodile recently over in Asia. It was like 20 feet long.
Right.
That's like from here to there. You know what I mean? Eat a person easily. But there's not many of those because a lot of them we used to get hunted a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they got hunted and the food sources were smaller. But back in the day, shoot, they getting huge.
Right.
They just in the forest. Nobody messing with it for hundreds of years. You know, ain't no people about to, now people is everywhere, getting the food from everywhere you go. But back then, people wasn't everywhere. So you go somewhere where there been crocodiles there for all these years, crocodiles it's huge as hell. Elephants is huge, way bigger than what they are now. You know what I mean? They're way more healthier. Just like the grapes back in the day was this big.
Yeah.
You need 2 men to carry a
Yeah, one cluster of grapes, one bushel of grapes took 2 mighty men of war to carry it on a stick.
Yeah, the grapes used to be like this. You have a grapes this big, whole cluster of them this big.
Right.
Grapes used to be huge. You know what I mean? Over time, though, it's not as healthy. The earth's not as healthy.
Right.
Got small.
Everything's smaller. Everything is less nutritious. You know what I'm saying? Because the earth gets old just like a person do. You see some old people, they were 6'3" in their youth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now they're 5'11". You know what I'm saying? With a bad back, and you know what I'm saying?
It's the spiders. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
They're probably biggest spiders.
Hey, they treat and shit. Oh God, yeah. But no, it's clearly what this is talking about, though.
Right. These are the more powerful version, but just like we were, you know what I'm saying? We were like the behemoths on the earth because, you know, we were the Lord. Nobody could stand before us. Well, look at us now.
Look, Samson tore a gate off a city door.
Right.
We can't even tear this door off the hinges.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Alone in those city gate.
City gate. Yeah.
It's hard to hell to get this door off the hinges if you just physically grab it.
Right.
There's some dudes big enough who could do it, but shoot, a gate is like 5 times as big.
Right.
And he picked it up on his back and carried it
up.
all that.
It's like the whole wall right there.
Not only that,
he picked it up and put it on his back and carried it up a hill.
Right. And he did that after getting some box.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? He did that after getting some box, took the whole gates of the city. They thought they was going to be able to catch him slipping because he was with a harlot and everything. They thought, oh, surely now's the time to, you know, it's mighty to get at him. You know what I'm saying? So he got up, you know what I'm saying? Woke up and just took the whole damn city gates out.
Damn.
Like, damn, who the hell? You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Good.
And then he killed 1,000 of them. He was moving like the Matrix.
Neo.
Good. Neo was kicking all that behind and everything. Not even tired, and you know what I'm saying?
And the Matrix Revolution.
Right.
I reloaded.
And then also, you gotta remember, back then, they wasn't able to just, like now, you can go to a zoo and see a huge crocodile just sitting in the zoo. Back then, nobody's able to see that shit. They didn't have just crocodiles out in the water and hippos. If you seen a hippo, you better run for your life, or you know you're gonna be scared to death. You ain't gonna be sitting there videotaping it. We ain't had videotapes. So back then it was all like, I seen something in the water, made the water bubble. It's big, it's huge. It came out. I threw a spear at it. It did nothing, and I got the hell out of there. We would just call that was a Leviathan.
Right. Just like also too, because a few thousand years ago, a lot of elephants were a whole lot bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got like.
Yeah, they killed a lot of big ones now for the tusks.
Right.
Because the big ones had big tusks, so they killed a lot of them. So now they're a lot smaller.
Right.
You kept killing the biggest ones.
Right. You know, they like, you know, just like the Indian elephant. You know, they like some of the smallest of the elephant family. You know, but then you had the mammoth. They killed all of them off. But they were like the biggest version of the elephant. You know, like into the behemoths. You know what I'm saying?
And then shoot, they used to have lions in the Middle East.
Yeah,
they killed all of them.
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah, I mean Esau.
Right.
Ain't that so?
Yeah, they killed them all, and you know what I'm saying? Ran them all out of the place. You know, you tell somebody today that no, it used to be lions in the Middle East. Like, nigga, you lying. You don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You killed them all so bad. Yeah, because a lion, you know what I'm saying? We think lions, you know, natural habitat is just the heat. Well, the Lord put that fur and mane and stuff on him for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where he can dwell in the cold also. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, hell, a lot of them was inhabited in Southern Europe. You know what I'm saying?
Don't they got a white lion?
Yeah, white lions are like albinos though, and they don't really don't live long as the regular lions. Anything that you have white, it's like white tigers and all of that. You know, a lot of times they end up with health problems and stuff like that. A lot of them albinos. You know what I'm saying?
They can't see and shit.
Right.
But their eyes be red.
Right.
What do you mean?
Have you ever seen an albino person in real life?
Nah.
A lot of times their eyes be red.
Right.
Their skin be white.
They can't see you?
It's hard to see. It depends. Some albinos can see fine, but some of them be hard to see.
Right.
What is the albino? Like a disease or something? What is that?
It's actually leprosy.
Yeah. And I know that in the Bible, like it's so like being unclean. And
right. Yeah, but if they, albinos are clean lepers though, because their whole body is the same color. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, but you got black spots.
Right. You got spotted and open flesh and stuff like that.
If you spot it, it's still unclean.
Right.
It's an unclean leper. But if it's all white, then you're clean leper.
Right. Okay. It's like you see people with vitiligo.
What is that?
Vitiligo is where they be turning white.
You ain't seen it before? Where people have like white skin and black skin and be spots.
Oh, what is that?
That's leprosy.
Is that unclean?
Right.
Yeah, this is different spots. If it ain't all the way done, it's unclean.
I seen like a black girl when I was young.
Yeah.
It's unclean?
Yeah.
Right.
Until it finishes.
Right.
Oh, so they can finish.
Her whole most of the time the whole person turned white.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if it stayed spotted, then they stay unclean.
Cause I was young, it was like elementary when I seen that.
Yeah.
I knew people that had it. They used to put makeup. You know what I'm saying? On their, a lot of them have it on their neck. Like my aunt, ex-dude. He had it like on his neck and everything. You know what I'm saying? And it stuff, it grows. You know what I'm saying? I had a buddy in middle school. He had it also too on his neck and on his hands.
Check YouTube and Facebook. Now check YouTube too.
Good, but Salaki, sir, they are attacking all United States embassies and such as Yemen, Kenya, Asia, and I believe 4 other ones that have been announced yesterday.
Right.
They getting it in.
Yeah. And they ain't playing around.
God.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't no punks with it.
They're attacking all United States embassies.
Right.
Kenya, Asia. Sure.
Right.
Got a gun.
Yeah, they ain't no punks with it. They getting it in for real.
Obviously, they talk with Russia. Russia got their back.
Right.
Got a gun.
Right.
For them to be bold. Right.
Right. Man, who knows? The places where they got the embassies at might turn on their side too.
Got a gun.
They don't want to get attacked.
Got a gun. Out of here. That
is. See, in Russia, a powerhouse like Russia is backing them. You know what I'm saying?
Got a gun.
Now they probably rethink themselves and be like, well, sorry, America. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Oh, time is up.
Oh, yeah. That being said, we have the I.S.U.P.K coming out of 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, and the Commander GEN.YAHANNA. Pay your tithes, support the school, support your troops. Don't join the military. You know what I'm saying? This is a seriously bad time to be in the military right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They probably gonna be Shanghaiing dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, you know what I'm saying? You be at a bar.
Off the street.
Right. Pull you right off the street. To be in a van or a truck or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sir. They did that before.
For real?
Yeah. They did it in like World War II and World War One.
Damn. Grab him up. You gonna join me?
Yeah, they see you young, you look like you play ball and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's get that one. You know what I'm saying? You had dudes that was in bars and everything. You know what I'm saying? And they had a drink. Somebody put something in the drink. Next thing you know, they wind up on the ship.
Gun.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, matter of fact, Triple X.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Ain't that so? Good.
Read the security announcements.
Good.
Well, the I.S.U.P.K started out of 1 West on 25th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They'll be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10 means tenth in the Hebrew, Mayashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. For you will offer for priests. Not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming Holy Convocation. We got April 9th, we got the Passover. Be there. Announce Holy Convocation from Sheep. Remind Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. With that being said, Amajum, you rise. Upon Hakedam, rise and face the east. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Adash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakaka. Taba'ah. Brother Zaka. Hayah. Aisha. Baharataza. Kawak. Hayah. Bashemayim. Adananawa. Nakam. Call. Yawam. Wasalak now. Kabawapi now. Kasalak now. Kabawapi now. Wala Tawaya now. Alongside one. Abal. Abashai now. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Amalakwa. Wa Allah. Watch parts. Nawalayam. Aman. The English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Prayer for the power. Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushai. Avakashah. Dananawa. Haka. Lapa'ah. Namaka'ala. Wakal Maruwa. Haka. Latahar. Amatasarayim. Haka. Lahakim. Amakim. Haka. All Rakawa. Atama Allah. Darshan. Ba'ashim Yahushai. The water Aman. In the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Please give us the power. Power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. Power to cleanse the leper. Power to raise the dead. Power against unclean spirits. Cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it.
Wait till he says it.
Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahushai. Wa Maka'ala. Wa Alahayim. Madazaba'ah. Halawak Yahanna. Halawak. Asrayayim. Hakatazayayim. Hakayayim. Ba'akwaki. Yahweh. Ba'ashim Yahushai. The water Aman. The English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushai. And Michael. And the angels. Commanded Gen.YAHANNA. Generals. Captains. Officers. Troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. Yabarka,
Yabarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Y.S.U.P.K,
Y.S.U.P.K,
Yahar,
Yahar,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Penyawa,
Yahweh,
Aliaka,
Ayaka,
Y.Kanka,
Y.Kanka,
Yasha'ah,
Yasha'ah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Penyawa,
Yahweh,
Aliaka,
Ayaka,
Y.S.H.A.M,
Y.S.U.P.K,
Baka,
Shalam,
Shalom, Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Y.S.U.P.K, Yahushai,
Barak,
Barak,
Rapah,
Rapah,
Magun,
Hagun,
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 All of Israel.
all of Israel,
all of Israel, done.
all of Israel,
All of Israel.
I.S.U.P.K,
I.S.U.P.K.
done.
I.S.U.P.K, done. All of Israel,
All of Israel.
I.S.U.P.K,
I.S.U.P.K.
done.
Ba'ashem Yahushai,
Y.S.U.P.K, Yahushai,
the Wadaman,
the Wadaman,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
bless thee and keep thee,
Bless thee and keep thee.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
make his face shine upon thee,
make his face shine
and
upon
be
thee,
gracious unto thee,
And be gracious unto thee.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
lift up his countenance upon thee,
Lift up his countenance upon thee.
and give thee peace,
and give thee peace.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahushai,
in the name of Yahushai,
bless,
bless,
heal,
heal,
shield,
shield,
protect,
protect.
the name of the loved ones we just named.
In the name of the Lord with his name.
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and
and
earth,
all things living,
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of
in the
Yahushai,
name of Yahushai,
let's do us now,
let's do us now,
right now,
right now.
to evils and curses,
And evils and curses,
and punishment, destruction,
punishment and destruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us,
speak against
thy
us,
prophets,
our prophets,
teachers,
teachers,
princes,
princes,
priests,
priests,
the Israelite brothers in the school,
Israelite brothers in the school,
to evils and curses,
and evils and
and
curses,
punishment, destruction,
and punishment and
to
destruction
the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose the treasure
say loose the
of
treasures
the rich of Israel,
of the rich of
that
Israel,
refuse to give to the school,
that refuse to give to the school,
force their riches,
force their riches,
to enter thy sanctuary,
to enter thy sanctuary,
and evils and curses,
and evils and
and
curses,
punishment, destruction,
punishment and destruction
to the Edomites,
to the Edomites,
and the nations,
and the nations,
and their drug dealers,
and the drug dealers,
court system,
court system,
prison system,
prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Christianity,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Aryan Nation,
Skinheads,
Skinheads,
Posse Comitatus,
Posse Comitatus,
Gay Movement,
Gay Movement,
Lesbian Movement,
Lesbian Movement,
Spies,
Spies,
Workers of Witchcraft,
Workers of Witchcraft,
NASA Space Program,
That's the Space Program,
Army,
Army,
Navy,
Navy,
Air Force,
Air Force,
Marines,
Marines,
open up the internet,
open up the internet,
and the airwaves,
and the airways,
the cable access channel,
Cable access channels.
and the radio channel.
And the radio channels.
Convict the spirit
Convict the spirit
of any of thy people
of any of thy
that
people.
seek to stop us
seek to stop us,
and bring swift destruction
bring swift destruction
to all the heathen
to all the heathen
that stand in the way
stand in the way,
or try to stop us
Try to stop
from
us.
broadcasting your word
from broadcasting your words
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues,
Let loose all the plagues,
cause them to go to and fro
cause them to go to and fro
through the earth
through the earth
and consume them.
and consume them.
Let the plagues
Let
Let
the
the
plagues
plagues
shake the house of the thief
shake the house of the thief
and the murderer,
and the murderer.
the Yahushai,
Let Yahushua,
Michael and Gabriel,
Michael and Gabriel
come down with the flying saucers,
come down with the flying saucers,
punish all the heathen
punish all the heathens
that come up against us
that come against
as we
us
speak thy word,
as we speak that word,
cause to be known
cause it to be known
by all
by all
that is the angels that have done it,
that it's the angels that have done it,
cause it to be spread
cause it to be
through
spread
the media
to the media
throughout the whole world,
throughout the whole world,
cause it to shake at thy coming.
cause it to shake that
In the
coming.
name of Yahushai,
Name
May
of
Yahushua,
thank you always.
thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Sar, his turn. Men of Israel, Amad Shabbat, Amajim, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yazbatah, courtesy salute to the sisters. Amad Shabbat, Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Shema Atah Hashem Yahushua. Yazbatah, class dismissed.
Like